Good day, everyone. Hi, it's Tyra with TN Grow Wealth Together.
And Julia with AJ Internet Solutions. How's it going today, Tyra?
Oh my goodness, we're starting on a roll. We've been losing connection left, right, and center. So if all of a sudden we're laughing and we stay laughing, we might A, be laughing, B, be frozen. So who knows?
Exactly. We'll do our best to get back on.
Yeah, for sure. So we want to say welcome to everybody. We are so glad you took the time to join us and find out a little bit more about On Passive. You know, we say this often that we have created this channel. We have Facebook pages, YouTube pages, TN Grow Wealth Together, and AJ Internet Solutions, right?
Yeah.
We have those happening because our heart is to help people understand On Passive. And a big thing with On Passive is they were created to help the 97% of the people that never were able to make it online, or even people that said, you know, I really would like to do some business and earn extra online, but I haven't a clue what to do. Well, On Passive was created for that exact thing. So something that is said by our leadership time and time and time again is, Julia, you know the saying.
Well, now my
spot.
Yeah, pardon me?
You know the saying, in it
to win it. So I'm being very, very calm today. I'm in a calm. Anyways.
Oh, she's such a blessing to me. Perfect partner.
I just wanted to quickly come in here for a second before we introduce our guests. And I just wanted to let everyone know whether you have seen one of our shows before or you haven't, this is your first time, welcome. I would, and Tyra would appreciate if you would go to our YouTube pages and our Facebook pages and either subscribe on YouTube or follow on Facebook. And again, it's TN Grow Wealth Together for Tyra and AJ Internet Solutions for myself, Julia. So we welcome you. And if you have any questions, by all means, get a hold of us on the messenger. We'd be happy to answer anything. We're learning too. So it helps us out as well. So yeah, without further ado.
Yeah, are you ready to get going? So everyone, we want to introduce our guest today and we are super excited. Welcome everyone, Stefan Watson. Hi, Stefan.
Hello, Sarah and Julia.
I love it.
Hi. How's it going?
Well, it's a beautiful day here in Atlanta, Georgia, where I'm calling in from.
Yeah.
We have been having really awesome weather right now. In fact, my mom is out in her garden. She's doing her therapy.
Yeah, it's my therapy too. I love your mom already.
Yeah. Because you're in Vancouver Island, right?
I'm on Vancouver Island. Julia is on the mainland, but we're both in BC.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I've been to BC. I've been to, is there a Victoria Island or is Vancouver Island the same?
Victoria is our capital and it's on Vancouver Island.
Perfect. That's what I thought.
You were there?
I've been there, yes. Yeah, I've been to British Columbia and I went to Victoria, went to the garden. We're talking about gardening. I can't remember the name of it, but it's a beautiful, yes, exactly.
Gardens.
Yeah, man, roses all over the place. Every single rose you can think of. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. It's gorgeous.
Awesome. Well, we're really happy to have you today. We're excited. We have a whole bunch of questions we want to ask you. So make sure you're ready because we're ready. So go ahead, Julia, take it away.
So this is the first time I'm meeting you, Stephen. And I just, Tyra was telling me that you work as a driver for Fedex. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Down in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, so obviously you work very hard for what you do. You're a blue collar worker. Like the majority of the people in America and Canada and all over the world, we work pretty hard for our money, right? We trade the time for the money type thing.
$100,
so As a middle class earner, what does it mean to you to be able to get involved with a company like OnPassive with a significant opportunity to increase your income?
Is that a rhetorical question, Julia?
Oh, you got me good.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. I like you already.
Man, that means the world to me. As I was telling you guys in the introduction, if you don't mind me sort of revisiting.
Absolutely. Please.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah. So I'm currently a FedEx driver, but I've done, man, so many things throughout my life, and our networking has been sort of in the background throughout the whole experience. Because I am from Jamaica. I came to the States when I was about 29 years old. And it was right just before I left Jamaica that I started getting into networking with Herbalife. I'm sure you guys know about Herbalife. So when I came to the US, you know, the land of opportunities, they're talking about American dream and all that. So I came here with that sort of a mindset. So right from the get-go, I was working. I came here in 1996 in Atlanta when they had Olympics here. You know, that's when they had Olympics. And I first started working at the airport. So during the Olympics, I was exposed to, like, I didn't get to go to any of the events because I was working. We're talking about blue collar working. So I was there working all these hours, but I saw all the equipment coming through for all this different stuff. But I was always looking for something else. Because like I said, that when you went to a job, it's pretty much, like I said, trading time for dollars. And I'm a very independent person. I'm a very forward thinker. I love to be free. So I love independence. So I've always wanted to find something else. And we all know that network marketing sort of give you that opportunity to do that. So I've always been looking through the whole entire experience. So when I first heard about OnPassive, it was through a friend of mine, also from Jamaica. He's still there, but he reached out to me because he and I have been involved in all opportunities together. And he said, Stephen, I have this opportunity here that all you need to do is get in. They're going to do everything for you. It's a fully guaranteed, done for you process. And ladies, let me tell you, that was music to my ears. Because when I think about the fact that, like I said, this is over 20 years now that I've been in the industry trying to find something. And I've had success very few times, but the majority of the time it's all failure. And as our awesome CEO says, that he has been through that experience before and he wanted something different. Why does it have to be that way all the time? So it didn't take me any thinking at all to get involved with OnPassive. Signed up immediately. Didn't know anything about the company. I just knew what my friend said. And that was in January of 2019 that I signed up. Fast forward a year and a half later, in July of 2020, was the first time I knew who Ashmafara was.
Wow. So you were in almost a year.
Yeah.
No, a year and a half.
Yeah. July 2020 is when I really started plugging in. Because I kept getting emails, created a folder for the emails and just kept putting them there because, like I said, I didn't do any sort of research. It just sounded right to me. It resonated right away. I know this is the place that I needed to be. But what I was told was that the company is going to be launching soon. So I was just continuing to do my regular stuff. Like I said, I'm a blue collar worker. I needed to feed the family, do everything else. So I just sort of kept my other things that I was doing on the side as far as networking was concerned. So I was just sort of waiting. But then I kept hearing things like sign your NDA. There's going to be different levels. Of course, we won't get into that, but we knew at one point there were different levels and stuff like that. So in July, after I kept hearing these things, I said, let me go ahead and start plugging in. Let me sign into my back office and see what's going on. So I did that and I started listening to the pre-recorded webinars with Ashmafara. And man alive, when you talk about resonating with someone, that is exactly my experience with Ashmafara. I know like thousands of people, tens of thousands of people worldwide can attest to that fact right now. it resonated to the core of my being what this gentleman was all about. So I just immediately started plugging in, started listening, going to different webinars and stuff. And I said, man, as you know, once it gets to you, once the light bulb goes off or the penny drops, like they say, you just have to talk to it about other people. Yeah. So the first thing I did was get my family involved. My mom, my brothers, my sisters, my nieces, my kids. I have 4 kids. Every single one of them are family members. So that's typically what I do, because I'm not only looking out for myself. So typically when I get into a company that I can involve my family members without them having to necessarily be engaged, then it was just an automatic process. And I've done that several times in the past. But with Unpassive is the first one that I can truly say, Stephen, you got it right. So, yeah. So as to answer the question in terms of what Unpassive means to me, it means a lot, because now, finally, there's a company who is not only about like the flashy objects that you see people walking across stage, and I've been there, I've done that. I've spoken to thousands of people on stage. I've won the Rolex watches, I've won the trips, all that sort of stuff. But so I know firsthand what Ash is talking about when he talks about that sort of thing. That a lot of times it's just meant as a catch. So no, people are desperate, people want more, people want better. So they put that in front of them, then it catches them. It's almost like a salesman at a car dealership. So once you get in, then you realize that it's a whole different ball game. So I really resonated with what Ash and Unpassive was doing. And it was just, I'm home, is what I said to myself. I'm finally home.
Right. Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And just for those who are on this for the first time, who haven't heard about Unpassive, if you go to onpassive.com, you can see the products and what Stephen is actually talking about, as well as Ash Mufare, who is actually the CEO of Unpassive. And he was also mentioning that you can either be passive, where you sit on your laurels and do nothing, or you can be active, where you can build a team, but you don't need to. So just so I just wanted to let you know, so you don't think, okay, who is this? What's this? Okay, right. So. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Good one. So with that, Stefan, now being involved in online opportunities, where I want to take you with this is, how would you compare what you experienced with those online opportunities and the things you had to do or the investment to make to get in? Now, give us a comparison, shift us over to Unpassive and tell us how it's the last business anyone will ever need, because we're all finding that out. Do you want to expand on that?
Okay, well, perfect question, Taro, because as we all know now, as co-founders, as founding members of Unpassive, we fully understand and appreciate that this is the last business that we'll ever need. And just to expand on that a bit, it doesn't necessarily have to be if you're already a business owner. It can enhance what you're already doing. But for the majority of us who do not have a business and are always looking for that perfect business, Unpassive is it. And to expand on your question, Taro, like I said, I've been in so many different opportunities in the past, and it's a lot of hard work, which most people are not necessarily afraid of, myself included. I'm not afraid of hard work.
Right.
And you're sold that in the beginning, that if you work hard enough, if you talk to enough people, if you plug in, you buy the tools, you go to seminars, you do all of that sort of stuff, you succeed. But yeah, it's all forking out money. It's just more and more money that you have to be. And I've spent thousands, tens of thousands of dollars in these opportunities.
Yeah.
I'm not this suave debonair guy who has this money just bulging in my pocket waiting to be spent. So with Unpassive, you pay your one initial fee. And like I said, I started in January of 2019, and I've never had to come out of pocket again. 3 years later, it's still that one fee that I was asked to pay. And typically, if you're in a company that long, even though like we know we have not yet launched, there's usually, like I said, a lot of upsell involved. but we are benefiting so much from OnPassive through our back office. We can build teams. We have tools. We have all this stuff. We have a community. We have people like you and Julia doing all this thing to benefit the community. And nobody's asking you to come out of your, the company is not asking you to come out of pocket for anything else. And so when I compare to other companies, ladies, it's just no comparison. There's no comparison because this has never been done before. As our CEO keeps reminding us, this is totally built from scratch. So what I've seen with OnPassive as compared to other companies, and one of the things that it's so blatantly obvious, is that most companies, they are wanting to entice you to come in because they're depending on your monetary involvement for them to go and expand.
Right.
That's not the case with OnPassive, because the money that we have spent, that one-time fee, it's held in escrow. It's not being used to build OnPassive. All the funding is coming from our CEO and his family, and that just boggles my mind, and it really sort of sets us apart, because now we know that this company is doing this for us, not using us to accomplish their own hidden agenda. And I'm not saying that there aren't awesome companies out there, because I've been involved in quite a few of them, and I know there have been a lot of companies that have been around. But typically, you have companies that are just relying on us as the worker bees, so to speak.
Well
go
said.
And bring the honey home. and I'm telling you, the honey is flowing, because, like I said earlier, you see them walking across stage and going and all this stuff, and the 97% are not experiencing that. But they always put these people in front as examples of what's possible, and don't give you the full story that this is not typical for the majority of people who are involved in these opportunities. So OnPassive is totally different where that is concerned.
Yeah, it
Well
does.
said.
When you look back at some of the other ways the system has been done, it's always been almost like the proverbial carrot on a string, kind of just hanging there before you, because that's the system we had. That's the system everyone has used for eons. And now a lot comes OnPassive, and they're saying you pay $97 USA, one time, out of pocket, not again. And then when you become a founder, after you've signed your NDA, you once we launch, you'll be able to decide if you like what you're seeing, the products, and for $250 or less, you'll be able to turn a switch and have OnPassive begin to do absolutely everything for you. And once again, one time only. The rest is at a profit. Like, come on, we've never seen anything like this, hey?
Right. Never. And also, I just wanted to clarify, the NDA is a non-disclosure agreement. So because we haven't launched to the public yet, we are building our products, or Ash is building the products from the ground up. So for obvious reasons right now, we have people sign a non-disclosure agreement. So if they were to say, see you later, which is fine, they don't disclose this. So it's in every company. I don't know about you guys, but in the companies that I've been in, every single company has a non-disclosure agreement. So I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, that's very standard, very standard.
Just to expand on that real quick, Julia.
Yeah.
Like I said, we are a company that's still in the process of becoming. So,
right.
And the fact that everything is proprietary, it's essential that we have a non-disclosure agreement, because a lot of the stuff the world has never seen before. So Ash is protecting us, himself, and everybody else in the future to make sure that what we have is secret.
Exactly.
So, exactly. Yes.
But if you come on board, you'll know everything. It's all for you to see in the back office and through meetings, private webinars, and everything else. So it's not like you don't see it. It's just, if you come on board, it's there for you.
It's there for you.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I have a question for you, Stephen. Now, as someone who has directly seen the shift from the box stores, and we were talking about this in the introduction before we went live, to the couriers like FedEx, Purelator, so on and so forth. And it's increasing nonstop. Maybe it's slowing down a little bit because COVID's slowing down a little bit where you are, but not here, trust me. And what are your thoughts about the timing of the OnPassive product line that's about to launch?
Well, the timing could not have been more perfect, to be quite honest. Like you mentioned, the fact that the world is moving forward at a rapid pace. And like you ladies should know, in a very short space of time, we have moved like light years ahead. When I grew up with televisions that weighed a ton, that had rabbit ears, there was no cell phones, there was no personal computers, all that sort of stuff. So now when you look at the world that kids are being born in today, it's light years ahead of what we grew up with. So now, as we sit here in the 21st century, in the year 2021, OnPassive is poised, based on the vision of Ashma Farah, to be the #1 company in the entire world because of what we have, because of what his vision has enabled him to do, of course, with the round-the-clock, selfless work of our tech team in India, that he has put us ahead of the game. Because we're talking about AI, artificial intelligence. We're talking about ML, machine learning. We're talking about all these different things that are involved in the intricate part of what we are a part of with OnPassive. So as a delivery driver, I've seen that whole shift of people now sitting at home ordering stuff. There's certain people, ladies, that when I see the address, because typically with the way that we do operate, we sort of write on the boxes, because you know the print can be pretty small. So we sort of use a marker right on the boxes so we know where we're going. We don't have to search a truck when you get to the address. I can just put a number because these people order every single day. And I'm grateful for that, because repeat customers, right? You can't beat it. But people are just ordering from home right now. And like I said, the malls are becoming these big, huge dinosaurs across the United States, especially because people are now just sitting at home ordering stuff. So now with the advent of artificial intelligence, we know companies like Google and all this company, that's what they live from, artificial intelligence, because all the data, the biggest thing in the world right now is data. People don't know, it's not gold, it's not Bitcoin, it's not anything else, it's data. Big data is the biggest thing on the planet right now. So with OnPassive, we can now sit easy and puff our chest out, because we are now founding members in a multi-billion-dollar company. Sometimes you just have to sit and just smile, because our CEO had the foresight to not only create a company, but invite us along as partners. Partners, ladies, and everybody else who's listening, we are partners in this company. So it cannot be overstated, the fact that with OnPassive leading the charge with the way that the world is going now, we are sitting in the right place at the right time. Because as I said before, all these stuff we're talking about, self-driving cars, all this other stuff they're talking about, even what I do being in jeopardy because of all these self-deliveries that are going to be coming around in the near future. So I'm happy to be doing what I'm doing now, because it is provided for my family. So I love my job. I love being out there. I love moving around. I love doing what I do, but I love OnPassive even more.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well said. Very well said.
Yeah. Did you have something more you wanted to add, Julia, or?
No, not at this point. I know there was a question that you wanted to ask about the money back guarantee.
Right.
Yeah.
So we do have this $97 USA, is how you become a founder. And then you are able to have a lifetime money back guarantee on that $97. If you happen, with all the stuff Stefan's been telling us, and get in that back office and see everything that's going on, and you say, God forbid, I don't know why, but for whatever reason you decide it's not for you, hey, we understand and we are going to refund your money. But you know, I found for myself, and I'm going to just kind of give you a little story here, Stefan, and you let me know if you can resonate with this one too. But I also didn't know everything about On Passive when I signed up, but I did because of some of the things I heard. Now, my husband and I talked about this back in the day, and he tells his famous story. Back in the day when Bitcoin was coming out, he had a buddy that said, hey, let's get into this. Like, it's like $100. Like, that's nothing. Let's jump in. Let's do this. And my husband, Jeff, was all like, oh, I don't know. It's, you know, maybe not, maybe not. And he didn't. And when we discovered On Passive and I told him about it, he was like, I don't get it. I don't get technology, but I missed Bitcoin and I'm kicking myself about it. So, you know, this is what's happening when we begin to catch this vision. And you caught it, and you said you heard Ash, you heard what was going on, and things just resonated with you. Like, can you imagine if for $100 my husband had spent a couple $1,000s and bought Bitcoin, where we could be today? Now, here we are faced with $97. Okay, you consider, what are we at, Stefan, today? 630,000 plus founders?
Exactly.
They must be seeing something because they're not refunding, right? So,
Right.
I mean, here we are. We've got this opportunity. And you said it completely changed things for you. It clicked and you're in.
Well, I, again, didn't know much about the refund at the time that I got in, because that was the furthest thing from my mind. I was like, $97 for this? Are you kidding me? Sign me up. And that's the reason why it was, once I understood, it was not easy, but it was essential for me to get my family and the people I love involved as well, because there is no better way. There's no other use, in my opinion, that it can put $97 to right now that is more beneficial. It's priceless. A go-founder position is priceless. So the target with $97 is like, it's a complete no-brainer in my opinion. But in addition to that, our CEO has taken it even further, where he has removed the risk factor, because you know the risk is involved in pretty much everything that you do. And especially when it comes out to network marketing, even though we're not a network marketing company, I want to stress that here, we're not a network marketing company, but people can stay from the outside looking in and assume that. So if they're staying from the outside looking in and assuming that we're a network marketing company, then the first thing comes to mind is, what are the risks that are involved? Because so many people have been burnt in the past getting involved in these companies. So they're assessing their risk factors. So our CEO, Ash Mufareh, has removed that. He's saying if for any reason you are dissatisfied, you will get your money back. And I was so impressed when he came on our private chat that we had with him as founding members and told us, he said, friends, I can refund every single one of the over 600,000 members, and On Passive will still move forward. So that is a very impressive statement, because as I said earlier, a lot of these companies are depending on us as worker bees going out, bringing all these people in so the company can have the lifeblood, which is the cash flow, in order for them to continue. That's not the case with us here at On Passive. So the refund factor is very, very significant, because now there's almost zero risk where On Passive is concerned. So it cannot be overstated, Tara, that refund is just icing on the cake, in my opinion.
Well, and you brought up a perfect point. I mean, how many companies, before they even launch out to the public, could say, I could refund all this money and on passive is still moving forward. Like that says a lot to people. You know, when we consider the rarity of this kind of opportunity for the average Joe, you know, we're not talking, we're not talking this is being offered to the top 1% elite. This is being offered to humanity overall.
I just wanted to interject. You said average Joe. I wanted to include the Janes as well.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
You do know how important women are to our CEO. As you might know that he has included a whole new branch of unpassive called All Women. And I, for one, am just 1,000% behind that, because I've always in my life respected the female energy that is so essential in humanity in general. I always tell people that, well, not tell people, I don't share it with everybody, but
you have now.
You're lying.
I cry a lot, and it's not because of weakness. Like people typically say, people cry out of weakness, especially this whole masculine energy, this macho thing that men have going on. They feel like crying is a sign of weakness or whatever you want to put it. And to me, it's a complete opposite, because I feel anytime you cry is a releasing of resistance, and you're moving forward in whatever struggles or whatever that you're doing. You're just letting your emotions guide you through. So with Unpassive, the whole community that we have created, we are in over 212 countries and territories. We're in more places that are officially listed in the UN. So to me, that's an incredible statement. And when you think about the fact that we have now been waiting for it to finally come to fruition for over 3 years, and yet still we are growing by leaps and bounds. We're growing by over 2,000, 3,000 people a day, accounts a day. So whenever I talk to people about this, I say that in and of itself is a testament to what Ashmafara has created. Because how many people are going to be getting involved in a company that they have not earned a dime in yet? They have spent their $97, they haven't earned a dime. But yet still people are excited. People are motivated. People are inspired. And one word I want to say right here is hope. Yes. We cannot underestimate the value of hope. And that is what Unpassive is bringing to every single niche and corner of the planet Earth, is hope. You think about India. I've been to India, so I've seen up front and close. India is not a poor country. People get the impression that it is a poor country because, like I said, I've been there and I see people begging on the street, children begging on the street. But India is not a poor country. We're looking in Africa, the nation of Africa. Africa is not a poor continent. But yes, we have all these poverty-stricken people who are walking around every single day in these different places. Why is that the case? So what Ashmafara has created with Unpassive is, like he said, and I love it, the correction to the corruption. Yeah. We just know that it's not so much a lack of resources, because I'm a strong believer in the law of attraction, and there is no shortage in the world. There is no shortage in the world. We live in a world of abundance. And I like to say, when I talk about the law of attraction, love, abundance, well-being, LAW, that is what the world is filled with. Love, abundance, and well-being. But we don't see it because there's so many forces that prevent that from shining forth. So to me, Unpassive through Ashmafara represents a beacon of hope to the world. And that's a reason why people are attracted to it. To me, I don't get antsy or get all bent out of shape when somebody says no to Unpassive at this point, because I know that it's an attraction thing. You have to have the heart, like another famous co-founders, Julian Milo, Unpassive with a heart. That's what it's all about. So I feel that people who are attracted to Unpassive come to to it from a heart perspective. Of course, that not might be every single person who is involved, but I feel a vast majority of people who come to Unpassive, who are attracted to Unpassive, who resonate with Unpassive, is through that heart connection, because it's just impossible for it not to be prevalent because of what we represent. So hope is one of the words that I use with Unpassive, man, and it's a beautiful sight to behold, quite frankly.
Well, how beautifully said.
Yeah, like it's often said, like attracts like, right?
Absolutely.
And I know myself, and you mentioned this at the beginning when you listen to Ash Mufareh, our CEO. You know, one of the first webinars I heard him come on, and he talked about the wealth that there is in the world. And you look to your left or to your right, and here's children with no shoes, children in countries that are drinking dirty water, and someone that's wealthy is more concerned about getting their bigger plane or their bigger house. And he said, this is one of the things of the heart of Unpassive, is to be able to help humanity. And that really brings us, we can't end this show without talking about Bless. Stefan, let's hear it from you, because I know myself, both of Julia and I could probably talk hours about it. So let's hear what you have. We have to talk about Bless.
Well, like people might be wondering what's up with all this, this and that. So let's just bring a bit of clarity, yes. Julia and Tara. So our company is called Unpassive, and the O is significant to Ash Mufareh. Our symbol has a big globe, a colorful globe that symbolizes the world, and the colors represents all different variety of people, because you know we are all, and this whole racism thing, I just could never understand it. I'm a Black individual. I've never experienced any form of racism in my life. I grew up in Jamaica, but I know that it exists. But like I said, I believe in the law of attraction, and I personally have never attracted racism in my life. So Unpassive to me resonates of what Ash is doing. We are all human beings. We are not different species. So I don't understand where this race comes in. We're all one species. Yeah. It's not as if a Black person has wings and a white person has
horns.
Yeah, horns or web feet. We are all the same. So to expand on that whole thing with our bless, so the O in what all of our portfolios begin with the letter O. We have O bless, we have O wallet, we have O pose, we have all of these different O's, because again, that's proprietary. That's sort of what we want to make the world know us by. So with O bless, it's what you mentioned, Tara, Ash Mufareh. And personally, I just want to be really transparent with this. I don't feel there's anything wrong if an individual wants to spend his money however he sees or she sees fit. I'm not one of those people who walk around envying people who have money, because that's the fastest way for money not to come to you. You can't be thinking in a position of what you want. So if you're envious of rich people or feel like they got their riches by whatever means, then all you're doing is preventing it from coming to you. Because again, we live in a world of attraction, not assertion. So, but in saying that, I never understood why someone would spend that enormous amount of money on something when you have people, like I said, are walking around without shoes on their feet, are drinking dirty water. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So when we heard, and I know a lot of people was impacted by Ash Mufareh when he said this, that he wanted to have children fed, children clothed, and adults living lives of worth, not this desperate thing that most people are calling life, where they're just existing rather than thriving. So O Bless is a platform where now we can change that, because it is set up in a way that, and now we are what, over 600,000 members.
Yeah.
So can you imagine with our platform, O Bless, somebody can have a cause and have everybody just say, for instance, put in $1. That's over $600,000 right there toward whatever cause that you have. Can you imagine when we get to 1 million, 10 million, 100 million members, and somebody comes along with a cause? This is life-changing. This is revolutionary. This is going to be impacting so many lives all across the globe in a significant way. Because we know there are different platforms out there. I can think of Red Cross. We have all these different platforms out there that are offering some sort of aid. But for the most part, his life is not making that much of an impact. It is, because I know that there's a lot of good that's going on. But I feel that with Bless through Unpassive, it's coming from this grassroots level where it's going to have so much more meaning, because now people like yourself, Julian, we have listened to different founding members and hear their dreams of what they want to do. So you can imagine all these Mother Teresa's that Ash is creating and spreading them across the globe and having an Bless platform that they can use to their advantage. It's going to be really, really an amazing thing to behold and witness as we move along with this platform. And that is what Bless to me represents. It says it's a beacon of hope.
Yes.
And not just a beacon, but an actual tool that will be used to change people's lives.
Very well said.
So basically, kind of in a nutshell, we could say that Bless really rocked us when we heard it that day, as Ash began to explain and show us everything. And so Bless is basically crowdfunding. You can create campaigns. And again, if you go to onpassive.com, it shows all our products there. Bless is there. And I think that's the one that probably rocked the community the most, because it really showed us the heart of Ash Mufareh and the heart of the people that are coming in that have a vision. Because, we got to be honest, all of us are concerned about our own family and our own situation. But, when you come in and you begin to get that bottom line looked after, you got to start now looking around. Hey, wait a second. Now what am I going to do with all of this? And that was the joy. I mean, we were in tears. I mean, how many people were on our webinar? We were in tears because, as you said, even if we were at 630,000 people today and we launched public, and we each donated $1. What? That's a lot of money.
Yeah, not only that, you saw in that private webinar, people starting to dream again.
Exactly.
People's humanitarian side coming out, they never could before. Yeah. So you see a different side of people and positivity and everything that Ash Mufareh has built from the ground up, and is giving the people hope. Yeah. Stephen said it the best, the hope and the dreams. So that's why I'm in it.
I just wanted to add this because, of course, people from the outside looking in won't know this about Ash Mufareh, but I get a kick out of Ash when he talks about our portfolios, because I just die laughing to see his enthusiasm and his excitement. He's like a kid in a candy store. He's like, come on, man, I want to show you. It's like he's like, when you're at Christmas and you get a new toy, I want to show off to all your friends and stuff. That's how our CEO with his company and all these products. He's so excited because he knows what it's going to do. So he just wants to just show it off to the world. And I just get a crack all the time when he's showing us.
Yeah, and it's contagious.
It's contagious, exactly.
Yeah.
It's contagious. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Very positive.
Wow. On that note, we are going to wrap up, because that is such a beautiful high note to finish, as we spoke about Unpassive, about Bless, and just the heart of our CEO. And we want to encourage anybody that hasn't heard about On Passive, like you can go, as we said, onpassive.com. You can find out there's all kinds of stuff on YouTube. Any one of us, Stefan, myself, Julia, any of us would help you guys out and direct you the way you need to go, because this is real. This is real. Like the heart, what we're sharing about our CEO and the kind of person he is, I don't know anybody you're going to meet that's going to say otherwise. So Stefan, in closing, we want you to give us a couple sentences, wrap this up for us, let us know what you're feeling here.
well, I'm feeling excited. I know if you can't see my shirt right here.
Oh, yes. Fantastic.
So I definitely want to give a shout out to South Africa. It's another country that I've been to. I would know one of our leadership council member, Marina Favit, the Queen of Africa. But South Africa has a very special place in my heart. I've found my significant other there.
Oh, wonderful.
So, and that's true on passive. So not only all the benefits that are coming through, but it's definitely a special place in my heart. But what I wanted to say was, like I say, in closing, that hope. And I mentioned Nelson Mandela, because for somebody who spent 27 years of his life in prison, but he never wavered in his faith. He never wavered in his conviction, and he came out and became the president of the nation and changed the country around. So with Ashma Farah and On Passive, this has been a long time in coming.
Yes.
And I feel we as humanity was asking for this. We have been through so much, and now with COVID adding to the whole mix, we have been asking for On Passive. So like I said, the people who recognize that they were asking and see On Passive, they'll get in, because this is the answer to our prayers. This is the answer to all of our desires. So those who don't, it's still not too late for you. We still have that opportunity for you. But even if you still have the blinders on and you want to resist, you still can come in afterwards, because we no one left behind.
Exactly.
and one of the things that, like, I really want to plug this, because I said it, and when he said it, it was it brought a smile to my face, and I think about it all the time. He says, on passive, you cannot avoid On Passive. You're either going to be on passive, or you're going to be in the grave, because the way that this thing is going to permeate everything on the globe. So you're going to hear us every single day for the rest of your life. So you won't have two choices. Either you get in or you move on to the next life, because you just won't be able to avoid On Passive. So that is the confidence of a man who knows what he has. And to me, it's not arrogance. It's not being boastful, because we know his heart. We know where it's coming from. And we know that he has brought this about, because he has said enough is enough. Enough is enough. This is not something that we should be so surprised about. Why hasn't it been done before?
Right.
So no, we see on Ashma Farah doing what he's doing, and we're all grateful to him. And man, this he will win the Nobel Peace Prize. And I've said this in the past, and I'm convinced of it. There's no doubt in my mind that Ashma Farah will win the Nobel Peace Prize at some point in the future. I know that's not something that he's aspiring towards, because that's not what he's about, but he will, because what he's doing with On Passive is going to change and impact so many people's lives in a meaningful way. Not just talk, but in real, actual, meaningful, constructive ways.
Yeah. Awesome. Perfect.
What a way to end.
And that's one of those Selah moments. You said it, and it's like we gotta just take it in, because you're so right. You said it perfectly. Julia, do you have anything else you want to add?
No, I wanted to take a moment just to thank you, Stephen, so much for your just the hope, and just being you. Thank you so much for joining us today and enlightening a lot of people that didn't know about On Passive before. So I just wanted to take a moment just to say thank you from my heart.
Yeah, perfect. Well,
thank you, Liz, for having me on, and I will be back in BC, man. I love that part of the country.
Come join us. Come visit.
We'll get a visit. Yeah. Okay. So thank you, everyone. We really appreciate this. You know, if you've been following us on Facebook or on YouTube, you might get jealous of Julia and I sometimes, because we just have this perfect position where we get to talk about On Passive with many different faces a couple times a week, and we always get stirred up. You know, our guests are just amazing, as Stefan was here today. So thank you very much, and everybody have a good evening, or whatever time it might be for you, wherever you're at. Thank you very much.
See you next time.
Thank you.